Oh my goodness, good morning, happy Thursday. It's already starting out to be a day, but it's gonna be a beautiful, wonderful day even though we're expecting storms. And since we're expecting storms, why did I feel like I had to grab my sunglasses? Because the sun's not out. All right, well, what has already happened today? I'm glad you asked. Bye, my love. Bye, baby. She's standing at the door looking at me so sad. Anyway, I made a whole entire video this morning. I was trying out a new beauty item. Let me make sure I'm recording. Yes, a new beauty item, okay? And I was trying the beauty item while I was doing a lot of other things. And I was just gonna speed it up so you could see the results of the beauty item when I took it off, right? I did all this stuff. And then I took it off and it actually worked. And then I started showing y'all how I do my hair. And then I went to turn it off so I could go walk Penny and it wasn't recording. But the item that I was trying was a lip plumper, a lip pump, if you will. That's what it's called. So I have bigger lips this morning, okay? So expect another video about the lip pumping action that went on this morning because I was a cotton-headed ninny muggins. Y'all remember that? I was a cotton-headed ninny muggins because I did not hit record. Anyway, I have big lips and I cannot lie. Okay, they're not that big. Mainly it only worked on the bottom lip. But I'm gonna try it again and I will show y'all. But I'm so mad that I wasted all that time and did not hit record. Oh dear God, school's back in. And here I sit in traffic. Anyway, I've got 5 minutes to get to work, but that's fine because nobody's there and Lisa's not coming in. And I told her, I said, well, I'm going in because she had to stay home because they're getting somebody coming to the house to do something, you know, adult things. And I said, well, I'm going to go ahead and go in because I just feel like I need a day out of the house. Because as much as I adore my little Pinnifer, she wants to be held while I'm trying to work. Now, if she would just lay down in my lap, that would be perfectly fine. But she doesn't want to lay down in my lap. She wants to sit straight up with her face in mine. I can't work like that. I tell her all the time, honey, you make a better door than you do a window because I cannot see through you. A better door than a window. Yeah, because I cannot see through her like you could a window. Get it? Get it? Okay, moving on. All right. Now I'm going to tell you about my Gladys Kravitz moment last night. But first, let me tell people who Gladys Kravitz is because the last time I mentioned Gladys Kravitz, a few people were unawares of who Gladys is. So Gladys Kravitz played the nosy neighbor in the TV show from the 60s called Bewitched, which was one of my favorite shows growing up, even though my mama... Y'all just passed a bus that is stopped with the arm out and the doors open. Y'all are going straight to Hades. They're going to get tickets. They're going to get tickets because these school buses have cameras on them that take pictures as you fly by. Yeah, they do. Oh, these big dummies. They're in such a hurry. Anyway, Gladys Kravitz played the nosy neighbor. So when I'm being nosy, I will often refer to myself as Gladys. Okay? Gladys was married to Abner. The last time I talked about Gladys, I said his name was Agner. That's not right. That's the name of the shoes. Actually, they're called Agnes, but I thought they were called Agners. But anyway, Abner was her husband, and she would go, Abner! Abner! Anyway... I tickle myself. If nobody else laughs, I laugh at myself. So anyway, Gladys would stand and stare out the window, right? And that's basically what I was doing last night. Well, let me also tell you some history about Gladys. Because the very first Gladys that was on Bewitched was only on Bewitched for like 2 years. watched a little video on this a few weeks ago, and I had no idea. I had forgot about the first Gladys. She had real short, dark hair, and she was real thin. Anyway, the second Gladys had more brown hair, and I think it was in a beehive or something. You know, the beehive, the bee-doo. Anyway, the first Gladys got the job as Gladys, and she never told them when she got the role that she had terminal cancer. Yes, so her entire 2 years that she was on Bewitched, she was literally dying of cancer. And she didn't tell them because, one, she was afraid they wouldn't give her the role, and two, she didn't tell them later because she thought they would fire her, and three, she did all that to make money to leave for her family. Is that not amazing? Can you imagine? Because I don't think in the 60s they were doing chemo and radiation. I don't know, because I was born in the 60s, so I hardly remember the 60s, except I did that all the time in my pictures because I was cool. But I don't think they did all that stuff. So basically, she was just living out her life. So, moving on to last night. I'm on the phone with Kim, and I stand up to look out the window because I heard something, and I thought it was the mail truck. Yeah, because our mail never comes at the same time. Sometimes it comes at 2 in the afternoon. Sometimes it's 9 o'clock at night. We never know. So I stood up to look out the window. Well, when I did, there was a man across the street. Now, the people across the street, that's Naomi and Phoenix's family. It's basically a duplex, except it's not a side-by-side duplex. It's a basement that has been fully renovated into a functioning apartment, and an upstairs that is a functioning apartment, basically, right? So, but the people who live upstairs and the people who live downstairs are related. You know, they're all one big part of this Indian, African-American family. So, all that said, this was a white man standing at the edge of the driveway, the lower driveway, where the people just moved out. Now, they left all this stuff on the curb, like one of those razors that kids rides on, like a skateboard with a handle, you know. I think they're called razors. Anyway, there was one of those. There was like netting for soccer or something. I don't know. There was one of those keyboards, like a musical keyboard, not a computer keyboard. There's all kinds of stuff piled up at the street for the garbage to pick up. So I see this man standing, and he's kind of looking through the stuff, which everybody who has walked down the street has perused the stuff, because, I mean, it looks like a bunch of good stuff, right? Well, then he walks on down the driveway to the carport. Now, the carport, you can't park a car in there because the way they built the driveway stops, and then it drops down about a foot onto the carport. So there's no way you can park on the carport. And they fenced the carport in, and that way they could leave, the first guy did it, and that way he could leave his dog out there, you know, because he sat out there and carved during the day. And that way he could leave, you know, his dog could be out there and not run off, because it's completely fenced in, and it's got some sort of, not like a cow panel, it's much smaller, but not like chicken panel. Is there such a thing as goat panel? Anyway, I parked too close to them. Let me move over a little bit so they can get in their car. Anyway, I'm bad at parking over here for some reason. I'm usually a really good parker, but anyway, so this guy is walking down the driveway, and then he goes on the carport. Well, by this time, I'm fully vested in this, what's going on, the happenings that are going on, because I knew he wasn't part of that family. And I've seen him before, but I can't place where I've seen him. Well, anyway, then he goes on the carport. They had left their pit bull on the carport. I didn't know. I mean, But, like I said, the people that live upstairs are related. So I was like, well, they're taking care of the dog. Once I saw the dog, I was like, okay, maybe the upstairs people are taking care of the dog. I don't know what's going on. He puts the dog on a leash, and then he walks off the carport with the dog. And I'm like, is this man going to steal this dog right here in broad daylight, and the upstairs people are home? What's going on? So I'm on the phone with Kim, giving her a play-by-play, as a good Gladys would do. And I was snapping pictures of the man in case he stole the dog. But, I mean, trying to be a good nosy neighbor. Well, he takes the dog, walks it across the yard, looks in the trash can, and then he comes back across the front yard, and then he comes back across the front yard, and then he goes up the stairs and knocks on the door and asks them for something, and then they hand him something, and he walks back down in the yard and puts down a bowl and pours water in it. I was like, the dog didn't have water? You're telling me that they left their dog on that carport and there's no water? Or has the dog drank all the water because it's hot? Long story short, they left their dog. I don't think they left their dog for good. I hope. But the dog's still there this morning. And I don't know what to do, because the upstairs people are related to them and hopefully caring for the dog, right? But I'm like, how did he even know the dog was on the carport? I'm so confused, because he was just standing there. I guess he saw him. I don't know. But anyway, he walked down there. Maybe the family called him and told him. I don't know. I'm very confused and very concerned about the dog. But, I mean, they were there all day yesterday, so maybe they're coming back again today. I don't know. But his name's Boss, and he's a pit bull, and he is gorgeous. So I'm going to have to be keeping an eye on it, and I don't know. I just don't know what to do, because of the family living upstairs. Are they taking care of the dog? I don't know. So anyway, that's that story of Gladys and the dog and the strange man. I mean, maybe the family called him, but Gladys needs to know these things. So Kim's on the phone with me going, well, how are we going to find out who that man is? I said, well, I mean, I can ask the woman upstairs, but I don't want to just walk over there and ask. I'm going to wait till she's outside. I mean, I'm nosy, but I'm not that nosy. I mean, I am, but anyway, I'm at work, so I'll talk to y'all later. Me and my big lips. Okay, bye. I'm at work, and I just went to the bathroom, and my lips have gone down, but now they're bruised. So I have hickeys on my lips now. I don't know what to do. I mean, it kind of looks like I've got purple lipstick on the corners of my lips, but they're hickeys. Yeah, I'll be back. I'm going to get some lunch. You know why I'm going to get some lunch? Well, one, because it's lunchtime. But two, because I prepared food last night. I actually cooked homemade macaroni and cheese using all my gluten-free and dairy-free stuff, and it's delicious. And barbecue chicken. Yeah, and I was gonna bring that to eat for lunch today, because I knew that Lisa was not coming to the office. As my boss says, I'm here working with all my friends. I'm by myself. So anyway, I was too, I guess, enthralled in trying to make a video that I didn't bring my lunch. Now, would it be just as quick to run home and get my barbecue chicken and macaroni and cheese? Yes. However, I don't want to disturb Penny and hurt her feelings again when I leave her. Someone asked me the other day why I didn't bring her to work with me. Well, one, because she's angry. I'm by myself, so that part doesn't matter. However, if someone comes to the door, like did earlier today, I would have a growling, snarling dog on my hands trying to reach for the check that this man brought me. And then should one of my coworkers stop by, I would have to lock myself in my office with my dog. I get way more done without her because she wants to be held all the time. And so it's just that they got on their blinker. Go. So it's just best if she stays at home and I get to go to work. Yeah, that's what's best for both of us. In other news, I was telling y'all that my grandmother didn't like Bewitched when the car flew past the bus with the arm out this morning, and I never finished my sentence. So my grandmother, my mama, didn't like the show Bewitched because she believed it was of the devil. Yeah. So I don't know. I just know that I didn't grow up and become a witch. I did, as a child, want to twinkle my nose and make things happen. I don't know how she did that. Well, I mean, they said she just did like that, but they sped it up. Maybe I'll do that in this video. And it'll look like I'm twinkling my nose like Samantha did. But anyway, or the child who did like this. But nothing ever happened when I did that, so I didn't continue to try. And I didn't think, oh, let me become a witch so I can do that, because even people who practice witchcraft still can't do that. So, Samantha was truly magical because she could do that and make things happen. And so was Jeannie on I Dream of Jeannie. She could do that and make things happen. I just have to do it the old-fashioned way and make things happen. Anyway, I wanted to come back and say, don't worry about the dog, because I will have the situation under control. I will be watching the dog and making sure that the dog has not been left unattended. But I just wanted to tell you the funny part about it, of me acting like Gladys, spying on the man who came to take care of the dog. Now, I still want to know who he is and where he came from, because it's like he just appeared out of nowhere. You know, I know that said stop, but that's more for when people are actually there. It's in the parking lot, you know? You don't actually have to come to a complete stop and wait 3.2 seconds to go in a parking lot. I mean, maybe you do, but anyway, I'm gonna get my lunch and stop rambling, so I'll be back. Hi, it's the end of the day. I'm home and I have changed into home clothes, and I am happy to report that the dog does seem to be gone off the carport across the street, so I hope that means that they came and got the dog today. I hope, because I don't want to have to show them my ugly side. You know what I'm saying? Because I will. They don't want none of this. Actually, I don't want none of that. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Remember that I love you and Jesus loves you. And hope he's coming back soon, because people be crazy. We finally stormed today. As I was driving home, I got in the neighborhood and the first little drop landed on my windshield, and I had to stop by my boss's and run paperwork in. And I called her and I said, look, I would normally toss this on the porch and just text you and say it's out there, but it's about to come a flood, so you need to get this paperwork as soon as I drop it. And she actually met me on the sidewalk to get it. And as I backed in my driveway, those drops were getting bigger, and we had a whale of a storm. And I want to show y'all, first off, hold on. I had my binoculars out spying on the carport across the street, if y'all saw those on my table. Look, don't judge me, okay? I am taking care of the dog, okay? Look at this. Now, these are heirloom tomatoes, so it is ripe. That's just the color it is. I hope there's not a worm in it. I don't think so. I had to fight to get it off, but let's cut into it. I was going to give it to my dad, but he said he's already got a couple of tomatoes from other people that have given him tomatoes, and I was like, well, I was going to give it to you, but I guess I'll eat it myself. I'm going to take a bite of it. It's delicious. I've got several more out there that are ripe, but I do love that this one is orange. It's not your typical color of a tomato, but they are really good, and I think they do have a little bit different taste because I planted them near the basil, maybe. I bought 2 different kinds. I don't know if I don't know what I bought, but this is the heirloom because it's got the little pleating in it. Anyway, that's it for this video. I'm not gonna say all that again, so bye. I'm hanging up first, okay? Okay, bye.